It is time for your late date AEW Dynamite review, 22nd of March. But we don't even know why this didn't come to you earlier. I'll tell you why. Because Dynamite sucks and watching AEW is a struggle. And if you can't fit it into your reschedule and you've other stuff to do, you're going to choose other stuff to do over AEW Dynamite. That's just as simple as it is. We also had midweek drama with CM Punk. So we've talked about AEW this week, and let's be real. Punk coming out and burying Jericho, Moxley, and I mean maybe a bit of Tony Khan in there as well. Was good. Was better than anything you'd see on Dynamite, even if he did go on to delete it, which I thought was a bit pathetic. And also Rampage, which was supposed to be last night, is tonight for some reason. I don't know if they're just going to include it as, I don't know, maybe they're doing something with Battle of the Belts or something stupid shite that AEW like doing. But we had a pretty garbage show, if we're being honest. And personally, I don't even know what order I'm going to dive into it, right? But we had Kenny Omega versus, now apparently it's a dream match, right? El Hijo del Vikingo. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but this is a dream match. Some guy would never. How can a match, right, in the wrestling business be called a dream match when like half of people that watch wrestling will not know this guy? For I say half, that is being incredibly generous. Like, see when The Rock and Hogan collided at Mania 18, who didn't know who didn't know the other one? Like, let's be real, right? And I hope that's unfair to compare those guys to these guys, because these guys, they flips and they're much better. As all the nerds at home put their hands down their pants watching this match. But honestly, this is fucking embarrassing. So he does this like reverse Hurricane Rana off the top, drills Omega's head into it. The commentators are marking out. Excalibur's like, that move made me stand up. And I'm just sitting there like, that move made me want to drill a knife into my fucking skull, right? So Omega then like does the worst selling you'll ever see. He like basically just crawls over and puts himself on the table. Then Taz turns around and says, I just hope Delfinco is careful with this maneuver. See, when Taz was on commentary, right, in ECW or WWE or whatever, did he ever say before a move happened, I wish this guy's careful? No, because you were led to believe that it was real. And like this, he's basically saying, I know they're putting on an act here, and you know we want Meltzer's 5 stars, but I hope he's careful in attempting that. Just absolutely sucks, man. I don't even know. Like, it was embarrassing. This Omega wins, right? Out come the Blackpool Combat Club, or the Cacol Club that MJF called them. So they come out, and it's a 3-on-1 beatdown. Omega on the mic before this is awful. Anytime I wrestle like this, you wonder how many more times in your career are you able to do it. Out comes Hangman Adam Page in an ambulance. 3 guys are scared of one guy who's smaller than the other 3 combined. So yeah, just awful. I don't even know what order I watched this in, but this was absolutely awful. As I'm sneezing. We then had the Guns taking on a pack of jobbers. The Guns win. Right, there's no need to fear about that. The Guns pick up an easy victory. Out come FTR. Colton, though, and Austin don't want nothing today with FTR. It's like, we don't care what stipulation you put on the line. But then they were like, right, we'll never challenge you for the belts again. He's like, did you not hear me? I don't care. And then the next one was, here, if you beat us, me and him will never tag team again in AEW. Right? And then the next one was, right, we'll both leave AEW. Then, like, all right, we'll agree to that. Like, realistically, would the breakdown of their team not be on a same... Well, obviously, if they leave, like, but at the same time, like, these guys have no value without each other. They've no value with each other, but you know what I mean? Like, if these 2 guys tried to go into a singles run, it would be the worst thing since Chris Benoit, circa June 2007. But at the end of the day, I just think this entire thing sucks, if we're being honest. But yeah, looks like we're going to get this match. Do I care about this match? Not in the slightest. After this, we do get Hangman. We do get Adam Cole comes out, basically says, guys, you do know it's 7 days to my in-ring return. I mean, this guy's a bum. Who cares, right? This ain't the immortal Hulk Hogan. This ain't Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is no physique, fat, skinny, flabby mess. Right? That is exactly what it is. He's an absolute jobber. Nothing is going to change my opinion on Adam Cole, right? Doesn't matter if he's out for a year. I mean, the guy could. I mean, at least if he gained a foot in height, he would be. He would look a lot better. But he's just a midget, man. There's honestly nothing about him. He sucks, and he's like, oh, but who am I going to be facing at the pay per view? Enter Daniel Garcia. I mean, this is just fucking garbage, if we're being honest, right? This just sucks. And then Adam Cole's trying to say that he's one of the greatest wrestlers, and then he says bye bye after it, and looks like these two are going to fight. Right? Oh my god, this is absolutely atrocious. I really don't understand how anyone is looking forward to this match. It's just like, how can you hype up, right? If Adam Cole is really that good, how the fuck can you actually hype this up, right? To such a level that AEW think they're hyping up, and then put him against Daniel Garcia. It's not like he's coming back and he's having a title match, or he's coming back and he's having a match against Jericho or Sting or somebody like that. He's absolutely not having anything of the sort. Just not. This sucked. We then had the show. I believe this was actually the opener of the show, but I mean, I've watched it completely out of order, because clips. But yeah, the Young Bucks got sent to the hospital. There was an apparent attack. So who knows who did this? Of course, it was the Blackpool Combat Club. It's just a bunch of bums, isn't it? Baldy, no charisma, Cesaro. And then cuckold fucking jabronis everywhere. Truly jobbers, man. They truly are jobbers. We then have a trios match with Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, and Sting taking on the Butcher and the Blade and some guy with purple hair. I forgot his name, don't really care. He jumped off the top rope, and then Sting caught him for his submission, which was it alright? Maybe it was alright, but of course, Darby Allin, Sting, and Orange Cassidy wins, and they're trying to hype this up as like Darby Allin's like a step closer to the title, like the world title. Like, is that not just garbage though? Like, Darby Allin a few weeks ago, and they did that four of them in the ring, right? I tell you what, it wasn't actually a bad promo, despite the fact I thought three of them were awful on the mic, but they actually stepped up to a decent promo. But just look at Darby Allin. The guy can't be a star. His entire gimmick, man, he comes out with a fucking skateboard. How is that guy ever, and I mean ever, going to be world champion? Like, honestly, like if we're being perfectly honest, it's just never in a million years gonna happen. And rightfully so. We then had Hook in a no DQ match taking on the Firms. Stokely, Hathaway, absolutely awful. This truly was. It truly was awful. Of course, Hook wins this. He just seems like a weird. I know he's Taz's son, right? Taz was great, but this guy's no great. Renee Paquette is backstage with Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks says that he's issuing an open challenge. The big juicy boy. Turns out. Powerhouse Hobbs will also be facing Penta El Cero Meda on Rampage on Saturday, which again, Saturday, Rampage. Don't really know why that's happening, but who really cares? Do you care? Because I do not care. But then we have Stu Grayson taking on Jon Moxley, and tensions are high between Moxley, between Blackpool and the Freak Show Bastards, known as the Dark Order. I mean, the Dark Order. It's a bunch of weirdos. John Silver, man. How can anybody actually watch this and think it's fucking good? I hate reviewing modern day wrestling. I mean, at least with WWE, like it does. See, as pish and as awful as it is, there is glimpses of it that make you go, that was good. Where is AEW produced it? You've got fucking John Midget Bastard Silver running about, right? And I can't stand the bastard. He makes my fucking skin crawl. See, just seeing him run about, he's 5'1". Even if he is 5'1", that's probably an exaggeration. His 4'7" frame. No, I'm not buying it. No buying it every day of the week. Just absolutely sucks. We then had Tony Storm taking on Sky Blue. Right, Tony Storm wins. Oh, but guess what, guys? She showed a picture of her ass off in a boxing. Who cares, right? See these outcasts. Ruby Soho, ugly bastard. Saraya has had that much work done. Looks like a Barbie doll, and not in a good way. Plastic faced, Botox bastard. And Tony Storm, I think a Lance Storm, and she's not even that nice looking, if I'm being honest. She's like the most 6 out of 10 you'll ever get. You take all her makeup off, she'd look like a fucking dog. Back to the match, yep, and then we get Rio and Willow chasing them, and it's like, oh, we're 3-on-3 now, because we're backing up Sky Blue. Who cares? But yeah, of course, like I said, we did have the main event was, which I kind of basically kicked off this, but that's why I watched it first. So yeah, it looks like Kenny and Hangman Page are not happy with each other really, but that's your Dynamite, guys. It absolutely sucks. This is just a waste of your life, a waste of your time. There is no two ways about it. It just sucks. It is pure and utter garbage. But until next time, I want you to leave your thoughts down below. In terms of a rating out of 10, I'm going to give AEW Dynamite a big, juicy 0. Big, juicy 0. So leave your thoughts down below. But until next time, peace. Scooby-Doo.